Why does it feel like everyone is gambling or has a gambling problem? From people betting their sasa money, to students gambling their Misfits allowances, to people at work bragging about their latest wins, and everywhere you look, from airports, food packaging, social media, gambling adverts are staring right back at you. It's wild. You can't escape it. Celebrities, soccer legends, influencers, all telling you that luck is just one better way. I remember I once opened a new phone browser and it had actually come pre-installed with gambling sites. Imagine a child opening that up and their first exposure to the internet is simply gambling. Not even anything educational, just gambling. Gambling doesn't look like one thing anymore. There's no type of person who gambles. But what's changed is how easy it's become. You can gamble from your bed, on your lunch break, even in the toilet. No casino, no cab fare, no one to hold you accountable. Back in the day, gambling had many barriers to entry. You'd have to leave your house, get dressed, go to the casino, or play muchani. It's a township game where people would gather around, bring money to a trusted person, and they would take it to this van that was run by foreigners, often bulletproof. And you can just see that took a lot of effort. The neighbors saw you. There was social pressure, even shame. However, now, all it takes is your phone, a few clicks, and the illusion that today might just be your lucky day. And that accessibility has changed everything for everyone. How did we get here? To a place where gambling has become a casual part of everyday life. Because this isn't just a South African thing, it's global. Gambling targets everyone, men, women, rich, poor, educated or not. So the question is, has the ease of access turned us into a nation of quiet addicts? Before we go deeper, hit the subscribe button to get more videos just like this. And tell me in the comments, do you know someone with a gambling problem, or have you noticed how gambling ads are everywhere? I remember watching podcaster Sol Penduka actually openly speak about his gambling addiction. It was very raw and vulnerable.
I was going through a ton of that time. It was gambling.
Yeah,
You see everybody's face lit up now. It was gambling. No, that's sports. You can do this shit on your home.
Spot bets.
Yeah, you can do this shit on your home, on your computer, on your MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
You know, you can lay like a fucking grand bed now. You know what I mean? It was that. A ton of that. A lot of that.
So you
Because here's the thing, you can't see a gambling problem. People hide it well. And it's not like a substance abuse or alcohol problems. Friends and family often find out when the person is already drowning in debt and shame. We treat gambling like this harmless entertainment element, but addiction doesn't happen in one big moment. It's often gradual. It feeds on vulnerability. Historically, gambling has always existed, but what makes this moment different is what I call the Trinity: technology, the gambling industry, and the financial system and sector. So technology makes gambling effortless, easy. And with the gambling industry, their ads and influencers make it look glamorous, right? It's very enticing. And banks and fintech apps make transferring money instant. That's the perfect recipe to trap people. The industry specifically targets young people. They use celebrities, betting odds, even memes to turn gambling into a culture. And it's very dangerous because these are young people without real disposable income. You catch them early and you know for certain that you've got a customer for life. And with this gambling situation, more people are pulled in, especially when they're vulnerable. And right now we're in an economic crisis, people are more vulnerable than ever. And even with this, some minors even use their parents' or siblings' details to gamble. That's how deep this runs. According to the American Psychiatric Association, 1 in 5 problem gamblers will attempt suicide, the highest rate of any addiction. That's in the USA. Imagine what the numbers look like here in South Africa, where we barely collect data on such stuff. What used to affect mostly lower income communities now cuts across everyone: educated, professional, middle class. Online gambling is a public health issue. It's not just about money, and the aftermath of gambling, right, can look like domestic conflict, depression, substance abuse, all connected. And one bad loss can trigger violence, anxiety, or despair. A city full of addicts isn't a city thriving. It's one quietly decaying. People lose focus, productivity, and hope, all chasing the next win to numb the pain of losing. And when players lose, like soccer players or football players lose, they sometimes harass athletes online, the same people they bet on. Imagine betting your salary and then sending death threats to a striker who missed a goal. That's how deep it goes, and that's really a serious thing that happens. So, what's the government's role here? Should gambling adverts be restricted? Should gambling itself be regulated harder? But then again, does banning or restricting it really fix the Trinity? The tech, the gambling companies, and the financial systems that feed each other? Or will it just drive gambling underground, like what happened with the South African ban on alcohol during the lockdowns from 2020? It's already tricky. Children gamble under fake names, adults blow grants and salaries in betting apps, and yet once money hits your account, can the state really tell you what to do with it? There's this moral tug of war also. Taxpayers fund these social grants, but can government police how the money is used? So, for example, in the USA, food stamps, SNAP benefits come with limits. But people still find loopholes. It's the same with alcohol here. There's a lot of restrictions in South Africa on alcohol sales. You ban or restrict it, and the black market appears to fill that void. So, what actually works? Do we educate? Do we restrict? Do we intervene? Gambling is more than just a game. It's an industry built on people's hope and their pain. Like now I mentioned, the economy is doing bad, higher rates of unemployment. It's the promise of winning that keeps you losing. And the scariest part is that it's invisible. There's no smell, no hangover, no empty bottle to hide, just quiet depression behind a glowing screen. So, what's the path forward? How do we protect people? Because I'm sure many of us know somebody who's gambled and also lost a lot in that process. So, how do we protect people, especially the young, without policing them? Do you know somebody who's struggling with gambling? Have you used these apps yourself? There's so many I could name. So yeah, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this conversation valuable, don't forget to subscribe to get more just like this. And I'll see you in the next video next time. Bye.